Mike Baum here with a man who needs no introduction, the UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel Adesanya, who is in the infamous quarantine hotel room. Is he? How are we doing there?
I'm gravy, baby. I'm enjoying myself. How are you guys?
We're good, man. How much more time you got in there until your freedom hits you?
I think 6 days, six
Oh,
days,
wow.
but yeah, um, I haven't really snapped yet or anything, so I'm good. My mind's strong.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I obviously this is giving you a lot of time to like soak in the fight, soak in the performance and everything. If I was to ask you, maybe for the layman who like what would be the key to that win? Not just like, oh, I punched him in the face better than he punched me in the face, but like what would you say was the maybe the overlooked key element that maybe on the surface you can't see?
Strategy. The narrative after the fight from the haters and the casuals was, why didn't Polo do anything? Why didn't Polo rush? Why didn't Polo just walk him down? And that's because they've never fought a day. They've never even fucking sparred a day in their life. They don't understand the levels we're playing with. And I said this before the fight. I met him in the hallway and I told you I checked him out and he didn't check out. And the narrative was, oh my God, what are you talking about? You fucking looked like you were scared, this and that. Same thing at the press conference. Same thing at the weigh-ins when I was completely relaxed. You watch those back. I was completely relaxed, completely in the zone. I swooped the belt from him with my left hand and I lashed him in the face with my right hand. And I was completely relaxed, didn't move. And he was the one trying to jump. So I made him react. I told you guys, that last stare down, I learned every single stare down, every single interaction. I learned something new about him. And that last one, I knew that was the fight. He's gonna, you see at the weigh-ins, I'm tell you, he's gonna react when I make him jump, and then he did in the fight. Anytime I made him react, he jumped, and he's gonna go. I'm in the weigh-ins. I told him, look at the tape again. I'm right here. Come. I'm right here. Come. That right there already let me knew what his game plan was. People don't understand this. This is the strategy I'm working with. There's levels to this. Chess, not checkers. Fuck it, 4D chess, not checkers, man. Like I knew he's gonna go, come, I'm right here. And if I did that at the weigh-ins, I'd be playing right into his hand. So I stood there and I just looked at his feet to see where his feet was planted. People were like, oh my God, is he scared when he's looking down? Whenever Paulo said, come, he's looking down. All these body expert analysis, they're starting to talk shit. I was just like, are you guys dumb? Are you even looking? That let me know people are just so stupid, especially some of the fucking experts who were saying I was off my game, who was saying I didn't look myself. You know who you are. You know and I know. So yeah. Um strategy. This fight was over long before it began.
And a couple stats for you. Paulo came into this fight averaging 8.43 strikes landed per minute. Over this fight, he landed just 1.33. I think he got 12 total strikes credited to them, only two to the head, one each round. And on your side, you landed 26 leg kicks, which are the third most ever in a middleweight title fight behind Anderson Silva, Talis Ladies, Dan Henderson, and Michael Bisping. You only fought for just under 9 minutes. Both those fights are 25-minute fights. So, how big of the strategy was the leg kicks? And obviously, those were hugely effective.
Um I'm gonna say people need to listen to me before fights and actually just listen without emotion and just listen with the objective to understand when I tell you that when I tell you what I tell you before this fight even I told you he's not about this life. And I told you guys he's gonna jump. It was something else I said. I said he fought. It's easy to have that kind of stats when you're fighting human punching bags. I said all he's fought are human punching bags, guys without the intellect and the footwork that I have, guys who don't know how to manage distance. They just go on the fence and then let him tee off on them. You can have if you're fighting punching bags, you can have the biggest stats. So all those numbers meant shit to me. I was like, well, he's fighting human punching bags, so those stats don't mean anything. And I proved it on the night. So what else are they gonna say?
There you go. And for your knowledge, number 4 on that list is 25 with you versus Yoel Romero. So you landed more leg kicks
Mm.
in 9 minutes in this fight than you did in 25 in Romero. So that's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, man. I said even before I said on the podcast, I think Snacks and Chats. I said if someone comes in with that game plan again that Romero had, I know what to do this time because it worked in the Romero fight. So I knew, all right, coming with that game plan again, and I know how to handle it. I wish a motherfucker would, and he did. come on, easy. Come on, easy. All that shit. I'm like, bro, imagine if I was doing that in the fight and I got knocked out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So for me, I stayed focused. There was times when I let him know he was scared. When I pointed at his feet and I was like, I know your leg's hurting. He's a good actor. Same thing with Romero. They're actors. They know how to act, but they're not about this life.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Romero fight, and it reminded me like when you were talking going into this fight about your story. They need the peaks and the valleys and stuff, and kind of referencing the Romero fight. And it reminded me of the press conference the night you beat him. I asked you like a lot. There was a lot of positivity around you, your UFC run. It was such a big and quick rise up to that belt, and this is like the first time you were kind of a target, whether it was your fault or not. The way that fight went, like people were criticizing you, et cetera, et cetera. Now that you're past that valley and up on a peak again, how do you feel about the way your story's going at the moment?
I love it. This is a good way to ride it out. This is a good way to ride it out. Just owning it, enjoying it, because same thing. Like the two fucking what do you call it? The two common factors in those fights was me. I make these boys freeze once they realize what they're dealing with. I make them freeze. I make them shook to attack. People are like, oh, he was scared of Romero. He was running. Say that now. Like really me? Even Paulo was trying to do that in the fight. Funny thing is, Paulo, when he'd try and attack and then move away, use intelligent footwork, he'd be like, oh, you're running, you're running. I think, and he jumped back. I'm like, you're doing the same exact thing. But they try and use that narrative to discredit you. But I never let it ever. I just know who I am and I know my skill set. So I stay true to my craft. And if that's what you want to call me, Rana Adesanya, well, guess what? I'm running shit into your face like my shin.
No doubt. Are we done with the roast of Paulo Costa yet, or is there still more coming?
At this point, I'm not really roasting him. I feel like I'm just explaining what it's a film study of the fight. It's not even roasting him anymore. I'm kind of, I mean, it'll come at some point. Something else will come at some point. I still haven't shared a video of me double tapping him after I shot him in the head, plus 50 points, like Call of Duty with the teabagging. Ooh, I still haven't shared that, but that's not really roasting him now. I'm just explaining. I'm explaining what's happening, what happened. I need to like just educate my fans on what really happened in that fight. So when I'm posting videos about it, it's not really a diss to him. It's just trying to explain and educate people on the game we play.
He seems extremely intent on wanting to get a rematch from you. I don't think anyone thinks that's happening right away. Well, what does he need?
Everybody want to see that. Everybody want to see that. No time to jokes.
What does he have to do to get that in your mind?
Let it go. Okay, I'll give you a classic example. There's two teammates, right? That I fought. Two teammates I fought. Is the Italian, and then there's Kelvin Gastelum. The Italian, same thing. He ran up on me in Vegas one time, smiling, and I was like, "What's up?" And then "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm here for my boy Volkanovski's fight." And then, I had to tell him like, "Just shush. I'm on my way." But like, when I told you guys I would come train with you, it wasn't about you or because I lost. I was just saying that to your coach because he's a legendary coach. And all I said was like, if I'm ever in the area, I'll pop in. But he holds on to that because that's his way of believing that, yes, he admitted that I beat him and he wants to train with us, like some Eric Cartman shit, But he holds on to that because he knows deep down he'll never see me again. He knows deep down he'll never get a title shot again. So that's why he holds on to that. He holds on to that as his own sort of claim to victory. When I smoked his ass in that fight, I beat him. You might even give him the third round, but I beat his ass easily in that fight. But he holds on to that. Now, on the flip side, his teammate, Kelvin Gastelum, who was this close to winning in our famous UFC 236 title bout in Atlanta, was this close. And I dusted him, and I widened the gap. All he gives is respect. He gives me respect. You know why? Because he believes he's going to get there again. He believes he's going to get there again. So that's the tale of two teammates. One who holds on to his loss to me because he knows for a fact he'll never, ever see me again. And one who just hushes in silence and steady works, Kelvin Gastelum, because he knows he'll see me again. And that's the two different approaches, Yeah.
Fair play. And last thing before we move on from 253 fight week, a lot of the post-fight talk about your pec. I know you told Ariel Helwani very clearly, I've never done steroids. There it is. How does it feel now? You got the blood work back and any the MRI stuff that you were discussing with Ariel?
Yeah, got the blood work back. Estrogen levels is normal. Testosterone levels is normal. The MRI was on my pituitary gland. I can't remember what the results is. I have a CD. I have the CD right here actually, but unfortunately, I don't have a CD-ROM in my Air Mac or whatever. So I'll have to wait till I get out of here and then get that. I might have to get another MRI on the chest this time, not just on my pituitary gland on my head. So I'll have to still find out what it is. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that's kind of it's a silly thing. I kind of poke fun at it even last night with breast cancer awareness month or whatever, or week. I poked fun at it on Twitter, but it's a silly thing. It's what people can grab onto now because, like I said, I told what's his name, Joe. I was like, bro, with a performance like that, I think I was on steroids as well. But I mean, it's a silly question. Ask me, am I on steroids? It's like, do you think I'm on steroids?
No.
There we go. So it's something that people want to hold on to and just like, oh my God, they need something. They need something. And like I said, be like Rob Whittaker. Just be like Rob Whittaker. Just say, I don't like the guy. Why? I don't like him. But Rob doesn't like me because I whooped his ass. But still, just I mean, like he's just even before that he didn't like me. But I just think it's just energies don't mix. But it'll make you feel better if you just admit you don't like me. You don't need an excuse. You don't need a reason. You don't need something to hold on to. Just be like, I just don't like him, and that's a-okay.
You go, well, I hope all that stuff does work out, and the future tests show that you're completely fine. So hoping the best on that.
Jeff Nowitzki knows. I talked to Jeff. I even that's what I when I hit on my way out, I fist bumped him on my way out of the cage onto the back, and I was like, cleanest athlete in the game. That's facts. That's facts.
Perfect. And of course, now you get back, you get to be Auckland, you get into the hotel room, and it's being war with Jon Jones. Has this gotten more personal than it was, maybe coming into the hotel stay in your quarantine with everything that's being tweeted back and forth?
No, he likes to say I talk about him, but again, I never talk about him unless I'm asked about him. Which did you just ask me about him?
Yep.
Correct. Now, who asked him about me when I was fighting? No one. When he fought, who was his last fight anyway? Who was his last fight?
Dominic Reyes.
That's right. Did you see me tweet anything about him?
Not that I can recall.
Exactly. I don't talk about him unless I'm asked about him. But he talks about me all the time because he's fucking jealous. He's scared. He knows what the fuck is happening because he's been in this position before and he understands the power of momentum. It's really hard to stop the avalanche when it gets going. And when a win like I just had, ooh, boy, he knows what the fuck is happening. He knows. That's why they try to get me 3 fights ago because they know exponentially I'm getting better every fight after every fight. And my last flawless victory let them know, like, fuck, okay, we got to get him now. So he's trying to push for that fight. But like his teammate said, she said, I'm writing my own story. I saw it on Ariel on the Instagram. I'm writing my own, I'm writing my own story, and I'll never let anyone else write my own story or something to that nature. That's me. I've been saying you can't force my hand. You can't what do you call it? You can't Canelo me. You can't force my hand. I've already told you when I'm gonna whoop your ass. Pick a number or get in line. And just don't snort the line. I mean, come on, relax, Johnny boy. Don't Jones it, boy. But yeah, he's just another one of those guys that's just jealous and just wishes he was in my position. So he can say all what he wants to say, but hey, John, we know. Fuck these people. We know. You and me know. It's okay. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. But we know that's all that needs to be said.
And Dana White said of this fight, it is the fight to make, but he did not say it is the fight to make right now. And I know Jon Jones tweeted, sign the contract, blah, 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 just to, be perfectly
Explain to me, what's all that sign the contract stuff? Where's the contract?
Yeah.
Where's the contract?
Never been offered this fight, just to be very clear.
Yeah. Was that say that?
You've never been offered this fight, just to be very clear.
Ever. I've never been offered this fight. So it's like, where's this contract that everyone likes to bring? Even fucking Paulo said the same thing. Sign the contract. Like, what contract, motherfucker? I just whooped your ass. Bad. Not double tapped. Easy. So everyone's sign the contract, sign the contract. Like, I don't think these people know how contracts work. You have to get a contract before you sign. But yeah, I mean, cheddar makes it better. So that's a big fight. That's the biggest fight in UFC history. Bro, I said it. Was it not Marble Stadium? Raider Stadium. I saw that on my way. What fight was this? When I was in Vegas last year at one point. I was in my hotel room and I was looking at it and I was like, that's where it's gonna be. And I decided, I think it was July last year, and I was like, that's where this fight has to be. In a year from now, in that stadium, that's where this fight has to be. And I spoke it into existence and I put it out there. You can go on other interviews and I've said it. It's on record. But now people's just trying to make me go early. I'm like, bro, chill. I'm still working. I've almost cleaned out the middleweight division. So yeah, unlike him.
And
Since 2013, when is he? This is the guy that's been teasing since 2013 that he's gonna move up in weight, and he's saying like, "Oh, am I ready yet? Do I really believe in myself? Does he really fucking believe in himself? Is he really gonna move up in weight? It's been fucking 8 years. Really, really, nigga? Yeah. Pot calling the kettle. I don't know, Jones.
And I guess there's no limitation or no ceiling to this rivalry. It feels like I know you got some feedback for mentioning like his deceased mother, things like that. All fair game.
What? Yeah, exactly. Don't mention my father. I don't give a fuck if your mom's dead. I'm sure she was a beautiful woman, a beautiful soul, but I don't give a fuck if she's dead. Don't mention my dad. Do not mention my family because this is business. This is work. Yeah, sure. Mention my coach. Cool. But don't mention anything personal because when you do that, you think you can get down and dirty? Motherfucker, I'm from the gutter. I can get grimy. I will, you don't understand Nigerians. You don't understand Nigerians. Trust me, you don't want this war. You don't want this. If you want to really go down, back and forth dirty, bruh, you don't even know gutter from your little posh suburban spot in New Mexico. You don't know gutter, bro. Trust me. Like, he wants to get down and dirty and start mentioning family members. And people say, "Oh, you should have mentioned his dad instead." It doesn't. It's not up to you to decide what I do. You mention my family, that's open season. You're lucky I didn't come for other members of your family.
Fair play. And to move on from Jon now, from one guy that people consider an all-time great to another, George St-Pierre was incredibly complimentary of you. What did you make of those comments from George, who was just singing your praise?
Bruh, you know what? I give this to George. From one great to another. Goats recognize goats. Bless you, Monsieur St-Pierre. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a beautiful compliment coming from a goat. Because goats recognize goats. Ow. I forgot roses have thorns. Ah, clutch a little bit too hard, but we're good. But yeah, honestly, it's beautiful hearing that from him, from a guy who I've watched for years and I was a fan of. Don't get me wrong, Silva was my guy. Artistry. This is martial arts. St. Pierre held himself to a certain code like no other. Same with Anderson, you know. But I just, yeah, it's beautiful. It's cool that someone like that can be. Not that I needed it, but it's nice. It feels good to be recognized like that by a great. So, again, salut, Monsieur Saint Pierre.
Love it. All class. And you mentioned him multiple times there, Anderson Silva. Just out of curiosity, how do you think his fight with Uriah Hall on Halloween later this month goes?
I don't know, man, but I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked into that fight. I just want to watch something crazy because I think Uriah's gonna bring all that. Man, Uriah should just fucking be basic and he can win this fight. But Anderson's Anderson and Anderson is crafty. I've been in there with him. I've watched him for years and he can win this fight quite easily. He might even stop Uriah, but I'm just telling you, if Uriah just sticks to basics, he might give him problems. But this is fighting, man. This is crazy. Yeah, it's a good way to send him off. I would have liked to be the guy to send him off, but Uriah, I think, is a good stylistic matchup to send him off.
Yeah, Uriah's a guy, like I've talked to him a few times over the past couple of years, and he feels like you're his dream fight. He says, more than anything, he wants to fight you. He wants to make that happen one day. Do you think he can put the wins together to make that happen?
Is it red panty night or what do you call it now? Red panty night. Spray the rose petals.
Red Rose Night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm everyone's dream fight now, isn't it? I'm the guy. I'm the guy that everyone's calling out, guy with a target on his back. Um, hmm. Let me see. Yeah, he just got he. I don't know. You're right. I don't want to disrespect him. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He gave Paul problems. I was there. I watched it live. He gave Paul problems with his jab. And I said, if Uriah just knew how to stick to basics and foundations and work off that jab, he would have taken care of Paulo quite easily. But he let Paulo's will dominate him. This is impenetrable for me. You can't get in there. Bulletproof Teflon, fucking 7 inches of steel wall. You can't get through this.
Yeah.
That laggy D.
And another guy, I saw you actually comment on the clip of me interviewing Darren Till the other day where he said you're an inspiration to him and all that kind of stuff. Is it nice to hear those kind of words from Darren, who, from all indication, you have a lot of respect for him as well?
Yeah, I've said it on record already. I like his art, the style. I love striking. I love grappling. No, you guys haven't even seen my grappling game yet. You guys ain't even seen how I choke motherfuckers out with these long limbs. So yeah, I love striking though, and I love the way he strikes. Very basic Muay Thai, and I mean that with all respect. But also his clinch game and his elbow games is advanced. But he sticks to his basic Muay Thai, his left kick, his left straight, the way he curves his left. Mwah. Beautiful, fucking beautiful to watch. And yeah, I take inspiration from a guy like that. Just in a way, as you know, in a way as who he is. I don't care. I don't care. That's Darren Till. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, I take inspiration from that. Like, yeah, don't give a fuck. Like, who did he fight? That said it was a dangerous man. When he fought Gastelum, was it? Yeah, it was in 244 in New York. I was there as well live. I think I was there as well live. He fought him, and he said he didn't care. He didn't care if he got knocked out, whatever. And I was like, that's a dangerous man. I took inspiration from that because in my fight here as well, I've said I surrendered. I didn't really care. I wasn't attached to the outcome. I didn't care what happened after the fight. All I cared about was the fight and me staying true to myself and my style and not playing it too safe, but not also going too wild, but being balanced and being true to myself. So yeah, same. I didn't care. And I take inspiration from Darren in a way, like he just does him. And oh yeah, Raw Dog is mine. Officially.
He told me he has a
dog in the yard.
He told me he's working on a trademark for that actually. He's making beer, Raw Dog beer.
Yeah, I mean, trademark all you want. Fucking make all the money. I'm just saying it's mine. Like, if you ever Raw Dog the man, no, it's mine now. Darren, look at me. I'm the Raw Dog now. Look at me. I'm the Raw Dog now. Okay? Okay.
I feel like the build for a fight between you guys would just be amazing with the memes. You guys are like the Twitter masters, with doing your thing on social media. I think that whole element of a build with him would be a lot of fun too.
I'd play that differently. Yeah, it would be fun, and I could play it that way. But I might play it differently. But just the landscape of things has to be aligned properly, depending on how I approach different fights. Even with the same guy, the landscape determines sometimes how I approach the fight. Like this fight, you didn't really see me when Paula was posting meme after clip, after pictures of me being beheaded and all this other shit. You never really see me went at him before the fight. No one saw that. Did you see anything from my side going at him before the fight? Only from ESPN. Like that was the only time I kind of like let him know. I was like, ugh, put your fucking tits away, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I didn't really do anything before the fight. But after the fight, ooh boy, I got time today. It's a long 2 weeks in quarantine, and I got time.
To hear a couple other names I want to ask you about. What's this Chris Weidman stuff coming from? Are you surprised that he's kind of coming out of the woodwork and being so vocal about a fight?
I mean, yeah, it was a bit weird for me, but I mean, I already haven't figured out. I haven't figured out right down to how I'm gonna take him out.
Can you share it?
No, of course not. Well, I already have it figured out. Like, let him bring his double leg. Let him bring his single leg. Let him try and force me to the fence. He's not gonna strike with me. Come strike with me. One thing that he has good going for him. One thing he said before he knocked out Anderson Silva at the weigh-ins. He looked at him dead in the eye and went, "I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you." He said that to him over and over again. I remember that. I remember that. These guys think this is a fucking game to me. I said, I'm being a fan. I'm still just a fan. But being a fan, I fucking studied this game back and forth, inside out, left to right, upside down. I know this fucking game. Trust me. And when I saw him, was it in New Jersey? Well, I can't remember. We were cordial. We were talking to each other a little bit and whatnot. And we're both drunk, you know. We talked briefly. And then I made a video to myself. I make a lot of video diaries to myself just to remind myself. And I was drunk, so I wanted to remember. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. I already know that." And I showed him. And I was like, "I already know. I'm gonna fuck him up." And I think I even told him, "I can't wait to fight you one day." Yep, I did. I did tell him to his face, "I can't wait to fight you one day." Right before that video. So yeah, it's not like I was doing anything behind his back. I told him like, "Yeah, I look forward to fighting you one day," because I thought he would actually be at the top for a while. But he unfortunately hasn't really been doing well lately. Not that he can't come back. Look at Jan Blachowicz. He came back and now he's the champ again. Well, not again. He's a champ now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm just saying. I've studied these motherfuckers. They think this is a fucking game. They don't have. I've only been in this company just over 2 years, almost 2.5 years or something. There's a lot of fight footage now, a little bit, but they still haven't. It's not enough. They still don't have a read on me. That's the thing. They don't have a read on me. So even when I watch back the tape, I watched this Polo fight like probably 20 times now. I've watched it and I've seen if I was Polo, how would I attack me? But that's because I know I know my mind. I know how I approach the game. But like from someone who doesn't really know this, is he who don't know me and they're watching it, they still don't have a read on me. But I've read them for so long. So Weidman already is done. That fight will end in the first round if it happened. But you got to get some wins first, bro. Few wins first. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do actually want to ask one more about the Paulo fight there. Like when you're in there, and it's like especially in round two, he was reacting so clearly to every single one of your feints. Like
He
when
did it from the weigh-ins. You see at the weigh-ins, I told people, and they're like, "Oh my God, Paulo's in his head. Oh my God, Israel's so angry. Israel's so emotional." You watch that tape again. I just paused this video. Go watch that weigh-in, stare down again, and watch who's reacting. Watch who's calm. Watch who's emotional. Because that's what they were saying before the fight. If you watch it again, you'll see the true story in hindsight, because it's a powerful thing, hindsight. And you'll see I was so quick as he threw that belt at me. I pointed at his waist before he even lifted his shirt up. I was like, "You got a black belt there." As he lifted the shirt, shutting gun, bro. I fucking see these things. And I knew he was gonna throw it at me. So I thought he was gonna throw it on this side. So I almost caught it with the right hand. And he switched it to his right hand. And I got ready for my left. Boom! I whipped him. I whipped him. And yeah, I know how to handle these boys. And he was getting on emotion. And I was fun. I was chilling. I was playful. I was playful. So I knew already that's what's gonna and the wins. You know what he did? What's the win again? Come, I'm right here. Come. I'm okay. I'm okay. Come. That right there showed me his hand. He showed me his game plan right there. And you watch the fight, and you see that's exactly what he did. He couldn't get to me, like he couldn't get to me on stage. So what did he do? Come, I'm right here. Come. He's gonna try and bait you in. This levels. You guys don't understand. There's fucking levels to this game. I just play it so much different than all these boys.
you do. I mean, 20 absolutely amazing. And last person I want to ask you about, the person that you actually seemingly will be fighting next, Jared Cannonier, ideally for you, if he can beat Robert Whitaker. I know you said you think he's going to destroy Rob. How do you think he gets that done? Does he finish it early? Is the power just going to be too much? What, in your mind, how does he destroy him?
I think it's just Jared right now. He's had a resurgence. He's had a resurgence at middleweight because he's come from heavyweight, come down to light heavyweight, now middleweight. I feel like you look at Gamebred. Look at Gamebred when he had his resurrection. Jared is in the resurrection state right now. He's a dangerous man. I'm not saying Rob can't beat him. Rob can beat him, but I just feel Darren's gonna not Darren. Jared's gonna watch him. That's just my opinion. Like the same way Jon Jones said about Robert Whitaker when he fought me. I can't wait till Robert stomps a mud hole in your ass. That's what Johnny Boy said. That's what the fucking picto pulsing pussy said. I can't wait till Whitaker stomps a mud hole in your ass. Everyone has an opinion, like assholes.
There you go. And I do want to ask you, you told Ariel Helwani that ideally you would want to fight again in 2020. in the past few days, the UFC has lost their December pay-per-view headliner and their November pay-per-view headliner, with Cody Garbrandt getting injured and then the Usman-Burns fight falling off. Any chance we see you on either of those cards?
Maybe.
Maybe. Interesting. Love to see it. But it won't be Jon Jones. That's not till summer 2021.
I've set the date. I said it a long time ago. Last year in July was when I think I publicly stated it. I don't know which interview, Submission Radio, Ariel, whoever, maybe what's his name? Kevin Aioli, maybe. I can't remember where I said it, but I said it. It's on record. Go look on the interweebs to see it. I said it, and that's what I'm sticking.
Black Life, who you told.
Yeah, there we go. I've said it already. I've said it on many, many platforms. And it's going to happen. But the thing, they're trying to force me. They were trying to get me 3 fights ago. They're trying to force my hand because they understand the power of momentum. And I'm telling you, man, I can't be stopped right now. Don't get me wrong. It's me. I can stop myself. But the momentum I have right now, I can't be stopped. This is a force you can't fuck with.
I think that's the perfect way to end it, Izzy. I really appreciate you taking so much time, man. I'm glad you're getting through the quarantine and still keeping your sanity, but hopefully you can get out soon enough and go enjoy some of this post-fight life for real.
Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you guys. Mwah. Appreciate it.